Well, I went to Radford University. I studied fashion design and art. And when I graduated, I moved to New York City and began my career as a fashion designer. I was working for trim manufacturers and suppliers. So trim is basically buttons and belts and that kind of stuff. So I got my start in the industry, and I worked up there for a few years, and I met my partner Derek, and he and I were like astonished with the way that the fast fashion industry throws so many things away, and it was such a wasteful industry that I wanted to find a way that we could combat textile waste and to do something with all the trash in fashion. We ended up moving to Chincoteague, Virginia from New Jersey and opened our shop, MamerSass. We're about to enter into our 5th year of business, and so every year we've tried to evaluate how we could make our business more sustainable. So we were able to figure out, okay, with so much paper that we're buying, so much plastic, it basically wasn't an effort to be more sustainable with our business. And we wanted something that was unique, that was going to set us apart, so when we talk to people, we're giving them basically the epitome of what we do, which is upcycling. So why not, the best way to kind of first impression is to give someone a fabric business card is unlike something they've ever seen before.
We figured out that people who care about how they're purchasing stuff and how we're trying to be zero waste, how we make all of our shopping bags out of t-shirts, and you know, just utilize textiles in a unique way. And the name of a business is very important because it separates you from everybody else, and you're able to distinguish yourself from any other business. It allows us to dominate, you know, every page of, you know, 40, 50 pages of Google, like there's nothing else that'll come up. And no one probably goes past the first 2 or 3, so, you know, so that's pretty cool. The thing that really separates it, like there's a lot of places that's gonna sell cool vintage product, but then when you check out, you'll get a plastic bag, you're gonna get a paper card, possibly, if that, you know, and they're not all about spreading awareness of textile recycling.
Like, we feel like this is bigger than us.
So that, yeah, ultimately what we do is bigger than just, you know, us and just selling clothes. Of course we want to have cool product for people or some stuff that's trendy, but we have the ability to make stuff on like site. Like we made a lot of stuff the day before we came here, which a lot of brands can't do. They fill their order and that's what they have. You know,
we've really specialized in promoting originality, where there isn't another one. Right. But you can imagine on our end how difficult that must be to keep up with when we start getting larger, because, you know, there's only one of it. But like he and I feel like, as much as it's labor intensive to make our own shopping bags and our own business cards, like we're going to continue to find a way to do it because we feel like it really helps separate us from any other brand that's similar to us.
And we have this mobile shop. It changes everything. It changes the whole dynamic of a business. It's actually kind of starting trial and error from all over again from the beginning, where before we kind of have Chincoteague figured out, like Chincoteague is going to make what it makes, and that's what it makes, and because it's only based off of volume.
We're finally like getting this traction where, you know, it takes several years for you to finally like, okay, the brand and keeping it consistent and even being around 5 years later. Like, because starting out is very challenging.
So that changes everything. So now we have to reevaluate the business and say, okay, hey, where do we need to be? What makes sense? Do we need to be in Atlanta, where there really isn't a vintage market yet? Which means that if there isn't a vintage market and we come there, then we will be the vintage market in Atlanta.